Nigeria and Brazil have just signed a game-changing $1 billion deal that promises to overhaul Nigeria's agriculture sector in what many are calling a historic moment for the continent's most populous country. Signed in Abuja during the second Nigeria-Brazil Strategic Dialogue Mechanism held on Tuesday, June 24, 2025, the agreement is more than just a handshake between two large democracies. It is a bold, deliberate step to transition Nigeria's food production from small-scale subsistence to a modern, mechanized, and globally competitive industry. While the scope of the agreement spans agriculture, food security, energy, and even defense, it is agriculture that truly takes center stage in this partnership. Why agriculture? Because for Nigeria, a country blessed with fertile soil and a young, energetic population, the real battle has always been not just feeding its own people, but unlocking the immense potential buried under outdated farming methods and fragmented land ownership. So, what exactly does this deal involve? At its core, the $1 billion will be deployed to provide cutting-edge mechanized farming equipment, establish training programs, and build agricultural service centers across Nigeria. These aren't just nice-to-have additions. They are deliberate tools to enable Nigeria to make a clean break from its current reality, where millions of farmers still depend on hoes and cutlasses. Mechanization is not merely about speed or convenience. It's about creating scale, consistency, and commercial viability. The agreement will also bring Brazilian agricultural know-how to Nigeria, focusing on practical training to empower Nigerian farmers and agribusiness professionals with the skills needed to run a 21st-century farming ecosystem. Could this be the beginning of an African green revolution, powered by South-South cooperation? The objectives are crystal clear: to modernize agriculture, enhance productivity, reduce Nigeria's dependence on food imports, and create jobs. But how will these goals be achieved? First, by bringing in the equipment that can transform how farming is done, from planting to harvest. Second, by ensuring farmers know how to use these tools effectively, hence the emphasis on training programs. Third, by creating service centers that act as hubs of agricultural innovation and maintenance, helping sustain the momentum of transformation long after the initial wave of investment fades. This isn't about flashy announcements. This is infrastructure building at its finest. But to understand why this matters so much, one must first take a hard look at Nigeria's agriculture sector as it stands today. Despite being the largest employer of labor in the country and contributing nearly 25% to GDP, Nigeria's agriculture sector has remained woefully underoptimized. Subsistence farming dominates, with individual and family land ownership limiting large-scale operations. The sector is also riddled with challenges such as poor access to finance, low yields, climate variability, outdated techniques, and inadequate storage and distribution systems. Even with over 70 million hectares of arable land, Nigeria still imports a significant portion of its food. How can a country that grows yams, cassava, and maize in abundance still struggle to feed its own people? The problem is not potential, it's scale and systems. And this is where the Brazil-Nigeria deal may just provide the turning point. By infusing over $1 billion into mechanization and capacity building, this agreement tackles several core problems head-on. With more mechanized tools, productivity is set to increase dramatically. Training programs will help farmers optimize their yields and reduce post-harvest losses. Agricultural service centers will serve as both commercial and knowledge hubs, bringing farming communities together, enhancing logistics, and even connecting them to local and international markets. Could this be the beginning of Nigeria feeding not just itself, but also the rest of West Africa? But there's more to this than just food. This agricultural transformation feeds directly into Nigeria's broader economic vision. Vice President Kashim Shettima has emphasized that the country is laying the groundwork for a $1 trillion economy by 2030. That ambition rests on four reform pillars: agriculture, energy, education, and public finance. This deal, therefore, isn't just about tractors and training. It's about structural reform. In the energy sector, Nigeria is already taking steps to attract investments in gas production, refining, and renewable energy. Banks are being told to recapitalize to encourage foreign investors and strengthen financial institutions. Could this partnership with Brazil be the spark that catalyzes Nigeria's transition from potential giant to actual global player? Brazil's involvement is no coincidence either. As a country that overcame its own agricultural inefficiencies to become a leading food exporter, Brazil brings not just funding but lived experience. Brazil's Vice President Geraldo Alckmin, during his visit to Abuja, emphasized that this partnership is grounded in shared values and is focused on delivering tangible results. The symbolism is powerful: two large democracies in the global south, shaking off colonial legacies, coming together to solve shared challenges with shared solutions. It's also worth noting that while defense and energy are included in the agreement, the emphasis on agriculture underscores something often overlooked in policy conversations. Food is power. A country that cannot feed its people cannot truly be sovereign. Nigeria seems to have understood this, and the Brazil partnership suggests a maturity in its foreign policy and economic strategy. No longer just chasing Western aid or loans with strings attached, Nigeria is choosing allies that offer knowledge transfer, co-development, and respect for national priorities. Other African nations would do well to pay attention. Why not Rwanda and Chile? Why not Kenya and India? Why not Ghana and Indonesia? South-South partnerships like this one offer a refreshing counterbalance to exploitative neo-colonial contracts. The Brazil-Nigeria deal is not charity. It is strategy, anchored in respect, economics, and mutual growth. Shouldn't more African countries be pursuing deals that empower rather than entrap? In the final analysis, Nigeria's $1 billion pact with Brazil is more than a financial transaction. It's a statement of intent. It's a declaration that the days of scratching the surface of agricultural potential are over, and that it's time to farm at scale, produce with purpose, and feed the future. The goal of a $1 trillion economy by 2030 may sound ambitious, but with partnerships like this, it suddenly looks plausible. If Nigeria succeeds, it won't just feed its people. It might just inspire a continent. Your perspective matters. What do you make of this historic $1 billion deal between Nigeria and Brazil? Share your thoughts and insights in the comments section below. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to the New Africa Wealth and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our informative future videos. Stay informed, stay engaged.